All right, cool. So we're still in the 90-day game plan. Huge congratulations are going around because there was some massive rank advancements last week. I mean, some really big stuff. And obviously, a lot of that had to do with everybody's new favorite of pina colada shake. This week is the continuation of launch week and the fact that we have free shipping. Free shipping only counts for a brand new enrollment with a minimum of 164 BV, and they have to be an associate. Okay, so if you enroll a PC, and I know I got a request to check into something for somebody else because it said that they had enrolled somebody as a preferred customer, so they didn't get the credits, and so now we're trying to see if customer service will help us and give them some sort of credit. I'm not expecting that to happen, but I'm going to ask. So we'll see what happens with that. 69 Camaro, who is that? I don't know you. And I have one in my garage, so I'm curious to who that is. I don't recognize you're in the dark. Who is DMB 69 Camaro? Introduce yourself. Hit unmute. Or not. Or maybe you're looking for it. Here, let me help you. There you go. Oh, hey Donna. I couldn't see. You're kind of shaded, and you're shaded. I like your tagline there.
Thank you.
I have one in my garage, so
Yeah.
I've had it since I was 16 years old. Anyway, thanks. Sorry about that. Squirrel sidetrack. Anyway, but so this week is free shipping with a minimum 164 BV, and it's not 100% free, as we know. It's a $25 credit towards your shipping, but that's the way it is. So make sure that you're promoting that out there. The next thing is that make sure that you're planning some sort of and I'm going to tell you that I'm going to encourage you. Obviously, it's your business. You can choose to do how much of it you want. But I would encourage you to do some sort of a launch party this week, just because you have free shipping. And that's something that you can obviously offer very easily at your launch event. For those of you that are in that have registered for the 90-day game plan, they send out weekly updates. And this week's update is on closing at your launch party, and how to close how to close the people that are at your launch party. Meaning, how do you set it up for success as far as at the end, right? Because a lot of times, and I've done it before, right? You get to the end and then you just kind of you finish, but you don't really ask them to purchase, right? So I'm going to give you my suggestion, okay? And this is something I've copied off of other people's website or other people's presentations, and that is that at the end, you simply say that you hand out the enrollment forms either at the beginning or at the end of your presentation. And once you've handed out those enrollment forms at the very end, then the way you close that out is you say, okay, everybody has an enrollment form in your packet, or here's everybody's enrollment form, either way, whatever you do, and just say, fill this out and give it to the person that brought you so that you can get enrolled today, because there's never a better time than today to get started. Or come up here to our computer, or to this computer's off to the side, whatever, and we can enter your information directly into the computer and get you started today. Okay, that's how you end your presentation. There's no secret sauce to it, really. You just say at the end, you offer them the opportunity on how to enroll. Remember that when somebody shows up to your launch party, they're showing up, hopefully, if you did your job right, knowing that they're coming to learn about nutrition that they can purchase. And most people aren't going to waste the time to come to something if they're not at least open to the idea of purchasing. I know Teresa will tell you this, because Teresa came to my house and she did a presentation, and we had a conversation about that, and it worked out well, right? I mean, we didn't sell it, right? There's no sell there. There's no hard sell. It's just simply opening the door to letting them understand this is how you get started today, right? You're not saying, hey, look, you can't leave the door without signing the paperwork and logging on and doing all this stuff. That's not the way we do our business. We just simply offer them that opportunity to get started. And then all of a sudden what happens is they go, okay, this is the time I'm ready to start. But if you never offer that opportunity, then it's kind of like they walk out going, they didn't ask, so I didn't do anything. You've got to at least offer it. You've got to show how that happens. And that's a very, very important aspect of your launch party. Whether you do it online or you do it in person, whatever the case might be. For those of you that have not watched in the Messenger page, the David and Angelique Nori 20-minute, it's actually a little bit less than 20-minute presentation that they do, you're missing out. It's really, really well done. And David and Angelique, you know, they're a good-looking couple, and they do a great presentation. So I would highly recommend that you watch that. And honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to playing that at my event at all. I think it's very well done. It's under 20 minutes. And if you're just not sure how to do your presentation, it's not a bad way to show who you are and what Isagenix is. They do a fantastic job, and they're very successful at the business side of it. So I would tell you that it's a good opportunity. The next thing I want to talk about is the continuation of these launch week and this continuation of the 90-day program here. Mute my phone; it keeps dinging and dinging. I don't know if everybody others sending messages or not. But, so these opportunities, and I'll try to stay away from being too red, if you will, but this opportunity to improve your business doesn't get any better than this, right? These are your real opportunities. And if you're not spending some of your time, if you have a team, if you have 2 people on your team, then it's easier. And if you have 20 people on your team, then it's a little bit more difficult. And if you have a couple hundred people on your team, it gets more difficult. But you've got to take a moment to go down into your teams and make sure that someone isn't building that you don't know about and you don't know that they're being helped. And this happens all the time. It happened again this week, and I'm sure it's happened regularly because our team's getting pretty significant in size, that I'll go down in, I'll find somebody that enrolled, they're outside of my 4 PET, so I'm not getting an ISOPULSE notification. And I just start digging around every now and then down these different lines, and I find somebody that's enrolled 1 or 2 people or 3 people or half a dozen people, but they are doing it wrong. They're putting them on the wrong sides. They're putting them in unrecommended spots or in unoccupied spots instead of in the recommended positions. For those of you that aren't aware, I'll go over it again because some people seem to have some difficulty in getting it. Your outside leg and your inside leg, the way you look at that, if you go to team, so if you go to your back office, you click team and you click view placement tree, you will see a little blue arrow above your name. That little blue arrow is pointing toward your upline sponsor, okay? There may be people between you and them, but it's pointing in their direction, okay? So let's say that your arrow is pointing up and to the right. If you drew an elongation of that tail, so if you made the tail of that arrow draw down to one side or the other, that tail is your outside leg, okay? It's not a difficult concept to grasp. Look at your arrow. I don't care if you have to look at it every time to remember if it's your right or left. It's never going to change. Once you're enrolled, your left stays your left and your right stays your right. So your outside leg is going to stay your outside leg, and your inside leg is always going to be your inside leg. Now, everybody has an opportunity to have a different outside or inside leg or left and right. It depends on where they're enrolled, okay? But look at your arrow or click on their name, and that will show you where their arrow points. And you can coach them through the same way. If their arrow points up and to the right, then their outside leg is their left side, okay? Because that tail of that arrow, if you drew a line along the tail, that would be the outside leg. And in that particular case, if it points up and to the right, the tail is obviously going to go down and to the left. So that's going to be the outside leg. So it's real important to grasp that and just to understand that simple, basic information. Now, the next basic piece of information that you have to understand and that you've always got to coach, and that I see so many times happen incorrectly, is when somebody enrolls a person, okay, when somebody gets somebody enrolled, they need to put them in a recommended position, never in an unoccupied spot. If the spot says unoccupied for them, if they're enrolled as their self, or if you're enrolled in that as that person to help them do the enrollment, the spot needs to say recommended. It will say sponsor new associate in this position recommended, or sponsor new member in this position recommended, whatever. But it's going to say recommended, and it's going to be in parentheses. You've got to make sure that your people know to do that. The only time that you're ever going to enroll somebody in an unoccupied position is if you talk to somebody that's at least an executive and can explain to you why you're doing it. Because if you're there and you don't know why you're there, you're screwing it up. I promise you. Okay, you've got to put them in that spot, because that's where the person needs to be. Now, the other thing that people have to understand is that at all times you have a recommended right and a recommended left. At all times, I have one. Joe Bowman has one. Everybody on this page, you have a bottom recommended right and a bottom recommended left at all times. The only difference is that your new person may not know how to find it. So they may not know that they need to click the button that says bottom right or bottom left, or they may not know that if I continue to click on the bottom person that I can see, that it will continue to refresh and show me further and further down my leg. Okay, so you've got to make sure that your people understand that, and it doesn't matter if you enrolled them or not. If you're a builder and you're on this conference call, you're taking time out of your day to learn how to do this stuff, you need to make sure that you're coaching your people to look and find those spots. Now, the easiest way to do that, and something that I do all the time, is if I see, I have ISOPulse. If you don't have ISOPulse on your phone, then I'm going to tell you right now, you need it. Okay, you can't, again, guys, this is part of the business. And go to www.isopulse.com. It's P-U-L-S-E, isopulse.com, and load it onto your phone. What happens then is every time somebody in your first 4 PET, okay, so anybody in your downline, your primary 4 PET, anytime they make an enrollment, it's going to say, Kelly, congratulate, Kelly D enrolled one person, blah, 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 right? It's going to say that whoever in your downline enrolled somebody. Then if I see that somebody got enrolled, and I look at two things: are they new? Is the person that enrolled somebody new? And especially when it says, congratulate so-and-so on their very first enrollment. I guarantee you that as soon as I possibly can, I'm going to log into my back office. I'm going to go to that person's spot on the tree, and I'm going to see, where did they do that enrollment? Did they put them in the correct position? Because you have 3 days, okay? You have 3 days to fix it if they screwed it up. Okay, so if they put them on the right side and they need to be moved to the left, or if they put them in an unrecommended spot and they need to be put them in a recommended, you have 3 days to get that fixed for free. If you don't get that fixed in the first 3 days, then it's going to cost you money, a minimum of $100, to get them moved. And if it's outside of 30 days, they won't move them. All right. So I'm telling you, get it fixed, get them moved, and pay attention to your ISOPulse. And if you see somebody got enrolled, take the time to do two things. Send that person a text message. And if you don't know this, if you click on the verbiage, the words, if you click on the words, you'll get a button that says text or email or whatever. So send them a text. Hang on a second, guys. My son's on his Xbox. You're gonna click on the verbiage, and you're going to see the opportunity to send them a text. And I send the same text all the time. It's saved in my phone. Hello, this is Brent Shaw with Isogenics and Team Shady Business Builders. Congratulations on whatever it is. Congratulations on your newest enrollment. Congratulations on your newest team member. Congratulations on rank advancing to next level. Whatever that is, I send that message out, okay? Yeah, it's automated as far as I've got to push the buttons, but for those people that are on your team, they may not know who you are, and they may not even know that there's an upline. I went down and found a person this week. Actually, I found 2 people this week. One of them responded, one of them hasn't yet. That's okay. But I sent them messages saying, look, this is who we are, and congratulations. And I found that I went into the Facebook, and I found out they weren't in any of the pages. And so we were able to bring them into the pages, and they had no idea. I mean, they got enrolled, by somebody else that enrolled somebody, So they had no idea that there was even a team there to support them and to show them how to do more and better. And now they were excited about the business opportunity before, and now they're even more excited. And the reason I know they're excited, or at least I know that they're happy about it, is because they've already engaged in the pages. They're already welcoming people, and they're already congratulating people, and they're getting involved. They're spending that 10 or 15 minutes a day going in there and typing congratulations or typing welcome or whatever that is. And you guys, that's so important to do. Within the team pages, if you go in there and you see somebody takes the time to say Danny enroll somebody, or says, hey, welcome my new friend Denise to the page, she's here to learn about whatever. Take the 5 minutes, and you don't have to do them all, right? If you don't have time, I get that. But if you go into Great Nutrition, or you go into XHP, or you go into whatever team page, and you click the little search icon and you just search the word welcome, as soon as you search that word welcome, it's going to give you the most recent welcome posts. And you can go through there and just boom, 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 boom. Welcome, congratulations. Happy that you're here. Even the smallest hello is better than not saying anything at all. And if you spend 5 or 10 minutes, I promise you, the other thing that you'll get out of it is you get that whole thing of, I'm not the only one out here doing this. And it kind of clears up your brain that this whole network marketing really is a business, and that there's a lot of people doing it, and there's a lot of people having success. So when you're running into all of your friends and acquaintances, I hate to even call them your friends, but you run into these people that are in your network, that are in your world, that are going, no, 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 I'm not interested, get away from me, it's a cult, it's stupid, it's crazy, it's whatever. You realize that it's just that person, or it's those few people. It's not everybody. Okay, so if you're using that term, and I know we've all heard it from, at least from the people that you've enrolled somebody and they go, oh, nobody's interested. Everybody I know is this. Everybody I know is that. Everybody says this. Everybody says that. That's bad vocabulary, is what that is. That's a poor person's mindset. It's not everybody. It might be their everybody, but it's not everybody. Because if it was everybody, we wouldn't have, close to 600,000 active associates in Isogenics worldwide, right? It's not everybody. It's a few people that they've talked to that have told them that it's something, and those few people that they've spoken with have an impact on their mind, right? So if your best friend is somebody who really has an impact on your day-to-day basis, and you go to your best friend and you tell them about Isogenics, and their best friend says, oh, that's stupid and I wouldn't do that, and oh, it's one of those things, and it's a pyramid and it's whatever, then that's going to have an impact on you. It's your decision how you react to that, right? Do you react to that by saying, well, it's unfortunate that she believes that, and move on to the next person? Or do you adopt that as now your mindset also? Because if you adopt that as your mindset, then I'm going to challenge you to look at that person and see if that person's is actually in the same trajectory that you want to be in, right? If I look at somebody who is not in the trajectory that I want to be, meaning on the way up, right? On the way to something new and something improved in their life, and whatever level that is, it doesn't matter if it's financial or health or fitness or whatever, I'm still going to look at them and see if they're on the trajectory, right? If I'm asking somebody about how to do squats, right, and the person that's telling me how to do squats looks like they've never done one, that's probably not the best person to get the advice from, okay? I'm just saying, right? So again, if you want to learn how to run a 5-minute mile, don't ask me, right? I can't run a 5-minute mile. Ask somebody that can run one. But I'm not going to tell you that you can't do it, right? Because I know it can be done. But go talk to somebody that's doing it. Don't take advice from somebody that can't do a 5-minute mile telling you it can't be done, right? It's not the spot you want to go to. So anyway, where I was at on that tangent that I just went off on, the reality is that there's a lot of people on our teams that need help, and we can't help them if we don't look for them. So you really got to dig down in there and find those people and see what you can do to help them to grow. Okay. The next thing I'm going to tell you is be more engaged. We've all got to be. I should do it too. I mean, we've all have opportunities to do it. if you want a difference in your life, whatever that is, then you've got to do something different. And I know it's a corny tagline, or it's kind of become a corny tag. Of course, everything's become a corny tagline now with Facebook, but it's a tagline. You know, if you want something different, you got to do something different. And if I want to cycle more, or I want to build more executives than I currently have, then guess what? I've got to do something different, right? There's Tracy and I were out, you know, today's spring break for Zach, right? This is his week of spring break. We were bowling with my parents and my son and his best friend. And we said, hey, look, we've got to leave because we've got to get home to get on this call, right? We know that these are the different things that we have to do in order to improve our business and try to help other people, because we can't get to the next level of this business without improving our team. And you guys taking the time to be here on this call, I'm hoping that I'm adding some value to your world so that you can improve your position by improving your team. And I'll go a one step further with that. It goes to this whole thing of incentives, right? If we offer an incentive and you take that incentive and you put it in your pocket, I'm going to tell you, shame on you, right? For you guys, for you people that are here on this call. If we offer an incentive and you put that incentive in your pocket, I don't care what the incentive is. I don't care if it's a box of e-shots. I don't care if it's a free membership. It doesn't matter what it is. If I send you a check, or somebody in your upline sends you a check and you're on this call and you put that check in your pocket, shame on you. Because that money, that incentive, whatever that is, you should immediately turn around and hand that to somebody else in your downline. Don't keep it. Don't put it in your hand. Don't put it in your pocket. Don't put it in your billfold. Don't put it in your bank account. Immediately turn around and hand that down the line. And then let the next person that's down there, let them make the decision to put it in their pocket or to pay it forward, right? Because it's incentive, people. It might be $25. It's an incentive. It's an incentive for growth. It's not an incentive to, you know, if you choose to put it in your pocket, I'm not going to stop you, right? I mean, but you guys that are on this call are business builders. You're interested in building your business. And I'm telling you right now, I was talking to Jill, and I don't think she'll mind if I put this out here. It's recorded, so I guess if I go too far, I won't post it. But, you know, Jill has she has completed her second, she actually maxed out her second business center, okay? She's working on her third, right? So anybody that tells me that this incentive program or this way that we're growing isn't duplicatable, obviously isn't looking at some of the people that are doing it. And just so you get an idea of what that means, it's like a max out business center is 250 cycles in a week. So 2 of them is 500 cycles in a week. 500 cycles in a week, okay? And it's not about what she's making, but it's about all of the people in her downline and what they're making. I made a post last week, I think it was on, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. I think it's Wednesday, maybe Wednesday or Thursday of last week. And I went through and figured out what the 4 PET was for our team. And at that time, and I think it was a Wednesday. So at that time, just in our 4 PET, and I'll explain what that is again, just in case those of you don't know, but just in our 4 PET, the total number of cycles equaled almost 27,000. Actually, I think it was just over $27,000. That means that the 4 PET of ours, of Tracy and mine, had been paid collectively over $27,000. Okay, and for those of you that haven't heard it before, your 4 PET is every single person that you enroll is your 1. So if everybody that I personally enrolled is my number 1. So if you're looking at your screen and your screen is tiered like mine is, kind of like the old school Hollywood squares, then that first line would be 1 PET. And then everybody that first line enrolls, every single person that they enroll is my 2. And every single person that all the number 2s enroll, that's my number 3. And everybody that my number 3s enroll is my number 4. Okay, so it ends up looking like this, right? You got just a couple at your number one, and then you got more in your number two, more in your number three, and then a huge number in your number four, right? And that number continues to grow because every single person that I enrolled somebody yesterday, right? So since I enrolled somebody yesterday, they're my number one. And every single person from this day forward that they enroll, they're going to be my number two. And everybody that they enroll, they're number three. So you're constantly having this growth, this perpetual growth of your one, your two, your three, and your four level PET. So that's where the real income comes from, you guys. And you get into, and I know some of you are starting to get close to the 2-star pools, and some of you are in it. But you're going to find that this whole, crazy Brent, Tracy April Garrett thing of, offering incentives and everything else, you'll see what it means when your bonus check is based off of your team's success, not yours, right? We can't do well in our bonus, in our 4 PET income, our bonus income, without the team being successful. So it's super important for the team to be successful in order to make that happen. All right. So because I see some kind of new people on here, I'm going to go through some real basics again that I've gone through before. Everybody should know that a PC is a preferred customer. A preferred customer, just in case you aren't aware, you are eligible for PIB, so product introduction bonus, if you enroll somebody as a preferred customer. You are eligible for double PIB for preferred customers. So if I enroll 2 preferred customers, I'm still going to earn single and I'm still going to earn double PIB. The downside of enrolling in somebody as a preferred customer versus enrolling somebody as an associate is if you enroll them as an associate, they are not going to be eligible for the corporate sponsor incentives. Okay, so they won't be eligible for the free shipping. They won't be eligible for those types of things if they are not an associate. All right. The only difference between a preferred customer and an associate is their social security number. That's it. So if they give you their social security number, they're an associate. If they don't give their social security number, they're a preferred customer. And sorry, it's going dead. And that's the only difference. There's no other difference. Now their downside is that since they're not an associate, they can't earn anything, not a dime. They can enroll people, right? So if I'm a preferred customer, I can enroll somebody. I can enroll somebody with President's Pack. I can enroll somebody with Business Builder. I just can't be paid, right? Isogenics loves preferred customers, right? Because they don't got to pay them. They can go out there and do whatever they want to do, and doesn't matter. They get nothing. They earn no income. They bank no points. Nothing happens cash-wise for them, but they can do whatever they want as far as building the business. So just know that about a preferred customer. An associate is somebody who's paid their annual fee, and they also gave their social security number. And then an active associate is somebody who's paid their annual fee, gave their social, and has ordered at least 100 points in the last 30 days. Now, with that topic, I'm going to tell you that if you look at your little box, and this is something else I'm going to tell you to look at every single person in your downline. If you see anybody in your downline that has ordered, let me see if I can find one here, that has ordered, or that when you go to their little box on their screen, if you click Team View Placement Tree, and their active date and their auto ship date are the same, then there's a problem, okay? Because if they are an associate, let me see if I got this one. Okay, I'm going to show you this one. I don't think anybody will be here. Maybe, well, can you see that? I'm not sure. I could do screen share, but you're not going to. Yep, there we go. Okay, see that? See where it says, it says their auto ship date and their active date is the same? That's bad, okay? You want your auto ship date at least 1 day prior to your active date, okay? You need it to be 1 day before that. And the reason for that is because when they order 100 points, okay, if you order 100 points, let's say that you've got personal holding volume of 100 points. You've got a personal holding volume of 100, and you order 105 BV. and you order that 105 BV on or after your active until date. So so if you ordered it every 30 days, your the first 100 points is going to skip right past you. You're not going to bank that. You're only going to bank that extra 5 points, right? You're not going to bank the 105. You're only going to bank 5. Now, if you order that same 105 points on the 29th day or any day before the 30th, then you're going to bank the entire 105 points, right? So let's say that let's say that you're a consultant, but you only need 100 points on your one side in order to cycle. And you go in and you place an order for 100 BV, but you place that on your 30th day because that's your auto ship. You're not going to cycle. That 100 points is going to go right past you and you're not going to cycle. It's got to be on or before the 29th day in order for you to get the full value of that auto ship. So go through your team and make sure that nobody on your team has an active date that's the same as their auto ship date. Now, if they're not interested in the business at all, like not even kinda, you can't get them, maybe they don't even have a real auto ship set up, it really doesn't matter, right? Let's be serious, let's be honest about it. But if you have somebody who's trying to build is even trying to build personal holding volume or has stayed active for a period of time, the difference of that one day makes a huge difference. Because I've gone to people who weren't at all interested in the business, but then I go to them and I say, look, you've got 1,000 points sitting here in holding volume, and you've got X number of points sitting on one side or the other. And if you just enroll your spouse and your sister or your spouse and your mom or whatever, you're going to cycle, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 times, whatever that number is. Then all of a sudden it becomes more important, right? Because now all of a sudden you're telling them, look, if you do this, and I don't say cycle, I say you're going to make X number of dollars, right? I'd go to Angela. Let's say Angela had a bunch of personal holding volume. I say, Angela, you got all this personal holding volume. If you enroll, your husband and one of your family members, one on your right, one on your left, you're going to make $640, right? I would figure out what the exact dollar amount is, and I would tell her that, because that means something. If I say, Angela, you're going to make 5 cycles, she's going to look at it like, well, I don't know what the hell a cycle is, so I guess it doesn't matter if I do it or not, especially if you're sending a text message, right? So make sure that you figure out exactly how much money they're going to make and that you send them that information. Don't send them number of cycles. It may not mean anything to them, okay? So anyways, that's the next level. So you've got a preferred customer, you've got an associate, you've got an active associate. Your next level is a consultant. A consultant is an active right and an active left. So you have to be active, and you need an active person on your right and an active person on your left, okay? In order for them to be active, they have to be an active associate, not a preferred customer. In order for them to be active, again, they have to have ordered at least 100 points in the last 30 days, right? And you're going to stay a consultant as long as you have an active right and an active left, okay? That status is going to stay there. Now, if one of those people becomes inactive because they don't reorder, you're fine. You're still going to continue to bank your points as long as you're active, but you're not going to be paid on those points until you become active again, right? Now, the next level beyond that is, after you've got your 2 consultants, is now it becomes building time, right? So now you're personally enrolled. Anybody that you personally enrolled, if you show them how to enroll 2 people, they become a consultant. When anybody that you've personally enrolled becomes a consultant, you earn $100, right? And that happens for the first 20 people that you've personally enrolled that enroll 2 people. You'll earn a minimum, you earn $100 right away. So you just show your people how to, and I shouldn't say enroll 2 people, they have to enroll 2 associates, and they have to become a consultant. So they have to do them on the correct side, one on the right, one on the left. So any person that you personally enroll that becomes a consultant, you earn $100. So, and then your next level beyond that, because a manager requires 2, you have to have 2 people that you've enrolled that become a consultant, they have called consultants. Then your next level is director, which is 6. And then your final level is executive, which is a minimum of 5 consultants right and 5 consultants left. Manager and director, it doesn't matter. They can all be on the right, they can all be on the left, doesn't make any difference. You just have to have 2 of them to be manager, 6 of them to be director. It's not until you become an executive that you have to have 5 right and 5 left, okay? So That's how our ranking structure works. And that's why it's so important for you guys to continue to dig down, make sure their auto ship dates are different than their active dates, and make sure they're aware of how to get involved in the pages, and make sure that they know that they can invite people into those pages so that they can receive the same support and the same information as you receive. Again, none of this matters. Your business will never grow to the level that will make you, financially stable without growing a real team. So if you're on here, but you look around, right? Look at the faces on the screen. Do you see anybody else on here that's part of your team? That's part of the people that you've enrolled, okay? Because if the people that you enroll aren't on these pages, if the people that you enroll aren't on these calls, or they're not on your calls, or they're not getting some information, then it's going to be difficult for you and for all of us to continue to grow if we don't have more people on the calls, right? It's super important to get your people connected so that they can learn what's going on, because it's not about you. It's not about Brent. It's not about Lena. It's not about Vicky, Teresa, Denise. I'm looking at you guys across the top line. It's not about any of us. It's about our team. And it's about the growth of our team is what makes the difference, okay? So that's my little spiel on that. Your launch parties, it's way easier if you will engage other people to also invite people to the same launch party, right? So I know Kelly's doing one. I think it's this week, right, Kelly? With your help. Well, you were helping Lisa with hers, but I think you had to be gone now, right? You can't go. You're muted. That's right. I know that she was trying to go, but anyway, the point is that get multiple people together to all have the same launch party at the same launch location, right? If I'm going to have a launch party at my house, I'm going to get at least 2 other people that I know that are part of my team, and I'm going to say, hey, would you like to have a launch party at my house with your people on this date? And they say yes. Then I'm going to say, okay, great. Can you go out and create a Facebook invite inviting your friends to my launch party? Or actually not to mine, but to our launch party. So I'm going to have Vicky and Lena, and I'm going to get with Vicky and Lena, and I'm going to say, hey guys, we're going to do this launch. We're all going to do it at my house. It's going to be on Saturday the 20th, whatever. Can you create a Facebook invite for Saturday the 20th? And Lena create a Facebook invite for Saturday the 20th. And I'm going to create a Facebook invite for Saturday the 20th. And we're all going to invite people, but the invite is going to be to my address, right? So that we're all created a Facebook invite, so that we're all inviting our own friends to this same one event. And you'll be more successful doing it that way than if I create a Facebook invite and then I get a hold of Lena and I get a hold of Vicky and I say, hey guys, can you invite your friends to my event? Because then people are going, oh, well, I don't really know Brent, and I guess I don't know if I'm going to go or not. Whereas if it's Lena saying it's her party, but it's being at my house, she's going to have a better response from that. Or Vicky's going to have a better response from her friends saying, hey, look, it's my party. I'm just hosting it at Brent's house, than the other way. So it's really important for you to grasp what that means when somebody sees that, right? The next thing is that when you put these invites together, make sure that you're reaching out to those people a couple of times during that week or that 2 weeks, however long that you set this launch in advance, that you're reaching out to them several times saying, hey, look, are you going to be able to make it? Are you? And I'm telling you, 2 to 3 days out, you go through your list, and everybody who has said maybe, you should phone call them, right? Pick up the phone, pretty scary event, I know, but pick up the phone and call them up and say, hey, Teresa, I saw you said you were coming to my event. I'm glad you're coming. Is there anything, is there anybody that you can bring? You're not asking if they're coming. They said they're coming, right? Or at least they said they're interested. So I'm gonna say, do you know anybody else that you can bring, right? Now is the opportunity for her to say, oh, I may not be there, but at least you don't give her the opportunity. Don't give her the out. Don't go, hey, Teresa, are you going to come to my party? Oh, well, I'm busy, right? It's, hey, Teresa, are you going to be able to bring anybody? You have anybody that you've invited? Can you find some more people? Because we've got a few chairs that we need filled. Can you help me out? Can you do this for me? Can you bring some people for me to this event? And that's just a different concept than just sending out a blind text and expecting people to jump on board and show up, right? Let's see. It's about 20 minutes till, so I will, I went through that first part. I'm going to go into something else off the record here in a minute. But I want to, but when I do that, I'm going to cancel the record portion. So stay with me if you want to hear the off the record information. Corey, you're down there. Corey and I spoke earlier this week. He showed his abs, and now he's got 10,000 people that want to be his friends. So he looked into something for me. So Corey, can you explain what you looked into for me? And dude, if I had abs like yours, I'd have 10,000 friends too.
10,000 friends. It's building fast.
I know, right? Tell the story, brother. It's a great story. And I don't mean to embarrass you, but that's a great story. So tell the story.
No, it's okay. Obviously, I started back in November, and within the 2 weeks, I'd seen some massive changes with the product. And I'd say about 2 months into it, I post every week. I'll take a picture of myself, and then I will post that for the past 2 weeks, and everyone will respond to that. And my response is people are re-adding or reposting my posts. And what that is doing, I'm blowing up everywhere. I mean, I'm coming from like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Africa, and every state in our country that we have are coming at me with friend requests.
How many a day did you tell me? How many a day?
Right now I'm running about 150 a day. And that's not adding everybody. So, I mean, there's some deleted people. You got some interesting ones to add to your friends. So make sure you monitor who you add as a friend, because that's important as well, because you don't want other people advertising their product onto your page. And I find I have people doing that, and I end up having to defriend them or boot them from my page.
But but I want to interrupt you on a couple points there, Corey, because you're making some great points. Number one, I want to tell you this. Any of you that have, family members that are in the start age group category, that are good looking guys and gals like Corey, that think they can't do this business, let me tell you, they can, right? That's number one. The next thing I'm going to tell you is this. He's doing it in the right way, right? He's not posting crap, right? But he's not going overboard. He's just posting good pictures. He's a good looking guy, right? He's working out. He's showing a healthy, positive lifestyle that who wouldn't want to be a part of a healthy, positive lifestyle, right? So he's gaining friends that way. And the most important thing that he just said is this, guys, this is Facebook. Facebook. Somebody becomes your friend that becomes an ass, unfriend them. Somebody becomes your friend and is posting the wrong information on your page, unfriend them. Unfriend them, block them, and move on. It's Facebook, right? We get all attached to somebody says, oh, I can't believe you're in a pyramid scheme. Bye, right? You're not. If you don't support me, you're not my friend. And if you're not my friend, you sure as hell ain't going to be my Facebook friend. So don't get caught up in this idea that just because somebody says something bad to you, that you've got to continue to deal with it. Hit the unfriend button and move on. Go ahead, Corey. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. And like I said, there are a lot of people out there who you have to maintain, you have to watch your page. I have these sunglasses. I have other nutrition companies, and it is important to watch that and who you do or who you add to your page. So where I was coming back from my friends list, I was coming up to a point where I'm reaching about 35 to 4,000 people. I think I'm pretty close to 4,000 friends as now, and it's only been about 3 weeks as I start rapidly adding people. I understood that once you have your personal page, your personal Facebook page, you cannot have more than 5,000 friends. So which means is with my people that I have coming in, and as many as I have a day coming into Facebook, I'm going to eventually run out of room. And that's going to limit me to reaching out to people who want to join Isogenics and be a part of the business. So what I had to do was go and create a separate page. Granted, Facebook states that if you have 500 friends on your Facebook page, they will automatically enroll or turn you over to your own personal or your own public page. Like I'm a public figure now on my private page, if you can, so you can follow me. Which I don't find that's not true. You have to actually create your own page once you hit 5,000 people, and then they can follow you, so you can have more than 5,000. To do that, there is a little icon and there's a little down arrow. You click on that, and if you do get to that point, you just go to create a page, and then they have like business set up or like nutrition and stuff like that. What you would do is you would click on, where you want your page to be, whether it's business or, adventure, what you want people to see you as. And that's important, I feel. And mine's more of a personal figure. People see me, they know my picture. All I post on that page are my transformations and product, which I haven't done yet because I just opened it. But if you're to the point, I would recommend waiting until you get 5,000 friends and then transfer. Because once you go into the transfer mode, you go create a new page. You can take all those 5,000 friends and bring them with you to your new page. I'm finding now, because I started my page with 3,500 people, what that's causing me to do is that people are joining my personal page, but they're not transferring over to my public page where people can follow me. So I constantly have to figure out a way how to add them to my other page. Whether if I would started when I was at 5,000 people and added them to my public or my following page, they would just automatically enroll into that page. So wait until you get to 5,000 friends and then create your page. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of fluctuating your time in between Facebook trying to get people on both pages.
Yeah, and that brings up an interesting thing, and I've had this happen for Tracy and I as well. On my personal Facebook page, right, I get requests from other team members, people that are outside of our team, and they want to friend me. And generally what I'll do is I will accept their friend's request, and then I'll wait, a while. But as time goes by, I go through there every now and then, and I'll unfriend these random people that friended me that are not part of our team, right? Because I truly look at my Facebook as my business, okay? My Facebook is my business page, right? Yes, I post about our personal life, and I post, right now we're doing Zach's spring break. So every day we're posting something that we did during Zach's spring break, day 1, day 2, whatever. But what that really is that's showing that, hey, look, that's part of that whole 10-4-1 idea, right? 10 normal posts about just kind of living your good life, and then 4, nutritional related posts, because that's kind of what I'm into, is cycling or whatever. And then I'll do a power post, right? And I just do that over again, 10-4-1, 10-4-1, 10-4-1, over and over again. Well, my Facebook is my business, right? It is for personal connections, but primarily it's for my business. And because it's for my business, somebody that's already using Isagenix at a high level, okay, not somebody that's brand new. Somebody that's brand new might fall out, right? Let's say they become friends of mine, and but they're on some other team. I may leave them, right? But somebody that's a higher level, let's say they're an executive or something, I figure out that they're an executive with Isagenix and they're just wanting to kind of check and see what I'm doing or whatever on my page. I'll let them see it for a while, but then I'm going to unfriend them, right? And the reason I'm going to unfriend them isn't because I don't want to be their friend. The reason I'm going to unfriend them is that I need to keep room for people that are interested in learning more about the life that I live or the nutrition that I offer, so that those are the people that I want on my page. Because people that are already signed up in Isagenix at a high level with another team, quite honestly, I'm not going to do anything. They're not going to become a member of Team Shady, right? And I don't know them, so I don't need to maintain that level of friendship when there's a limited number of spots, as Corey's pointed out, that are available to you. So just keep that in mind as something that you can continue to watch as you continue to grow. And I don't know how, Corey, I don't know how you're managing that, or if you're even managing that, since you've kind of already moved into the public figure mentality. But are you reviewing that at all, or do you care?
I do care, but I'm more about, granted, the money is important, but it's not my main goal in this, and it always has been when I first started, was to change lives. And I always like to have people who are in our business, no matter how high they are, if they can join our team or not, they repost my stuff and it helps them. And not only, I'm not going to reach everyone in the entire world. I'm not saying that maybe one day I will, but the fact that I can do something from Jackson, Michigan, a small town, and change someone's life who's all the way across the country just by having a friend, that's a big deal to me.
No, and that's a good point. The difference is nobody's posting my ad pictures.
Well, that could be it too. You just got to take your shirt off, bro. I'm sure you got them.
No, that's awesome. No, and I like it, and I think it's great. And for those, as you guys, as some of you like Corey's doing, and some of you have friends or have team members that start in that direction, that get to that level of popularity. That's an important thing. And what Corey's seeing, and and the amount of lives that he's able to touch, and the process that he's taking this forward on is huge, guys. And if you've got that desire, or you've got other people that you know that are in your circle that that could move in that direction, that live a specific type of lifestyle that gets that makes that happen, I'm going to tell you right now, you're missing out if you're not capitalizing on that. And Corey's, like he said, he's all about helping other people, and through doing so, he's going to continue to help himself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not wrong to improve your personal position in life through helping other people. It's wrong to improve your personal position in life by screwing other people over, but it's not wrong by improving your position in life by helping other people, right? Okay, so with that, I think, is there any questions on the topics that we covered as far as kind of the basics, launch week, or questions to Corey, reference his fan page or anything?
I also have another thing, Brent.
Oh, you bet. Go ahead.
My biggest thing, that I'm finding that people, when we post our pictures on Facebook, granted, I'm not a pro at it, but I'm finding people are reacting more if you show who you are and what you're doing. I see a lot of pictures on Facebook come across as just a product, or people just showing their body. Now, I understand people have personal preference of not wanting to show their face, but people want to see life. I have so many reactions when I wake up in the morning from messages from people saying, "Oh, you look like you're so happy. I love your smile." And people want to see that. Granted, I know some of us are shy or can be a little, reserved. But what I'm seeing is that I'm getting way more feedback if I'm posting pictures of me and my face, and not just my body, trying to look like I'm selling a product. I'm showing them life, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, I'll challenge you one, Corey. Do a little, start doing some little 5-second clips, and see what happens. It's amazing how many more people will click on that and see you, hey, good morning, everybody, and cheersing them or something along those lines, right? You do like those little 5-second video clips and see what that does. I just as a curiosity factor, more for me than anything else, and see what that does for your fan base, by doing like little 5-second video clips. Don't do long ones, right? People's attention span is short. But if you do a little 5-second video clip of, hey, good morning, everybody, off to a great start, life's good, that sort of thing. It'd be interesting to see how that works for you. All right. Okay. I'm going to hit the unrecord.
Absolutely. I will try that. Yep.
Has anybody got any other questions before I hit the unrecord button? No. All right, cool. All right. So I'm going to hit that.